Point of view garage vice grip. Guys up in New Brunswick, Canada, where I'm brushing off of my French. Also, I bought that. It's a 1970 Buick Wildcat. I bought it completely sight unseen off of a web page called Kijiji. G? Not really sure. Anyway, this is the first time I'm seeing this rig. It's got a 455 4-barrel and white letter tires. That's pretty much what sold me on it. And that is also all that I know about this car. I know absolutely nothing about it. So I'm gonna do the right thing and jump in this thing and try to drive it over 1,800 miles back home to Tennessee. It should be fine. No, I'm probably not even getting across the border. Great. So a guy was up here for a car show in Moncton. Nice show. And I took a plane ride up here, but of course I didn't get a plane ride back. So I just jumped on the ALL there and ended up with this rig. And that's really all there is about that. I guess I gotta go, if I get through the border, all the way across Maine. And then we're gonna go basically East Coast, all the way down through the other states and stuff and things. We'll try to stop and see some things along the way. I don't really know what we're gonna find or if this is gonna get us there, but we're gonna try. First of all, let's walk around it, see if there's any issues, stuff we gotta fix, and then we have got to start getting kilometers under the belt. First thing I did this morning was swung in and got some Timmies and an apple creature, whatever those are called, trying to acclimate myself. So anyway, I bought this off a really nice feller named Terry, and he actually delivered it to Moncton for me. So that was really cool. It's wet, so it looks shiny, but I assure you it is not. It is a chalk level 400, okay? But look, it has a fender. The bottom of the door isn't rotted off. The back tire is smaller than the front and also almost flat. It has a mud flap. I mean, come on, guys. Look at the tailpipes hanging out 9 feet past the body. Why would you not want that? Actually, do I see wire? Oh, I do see wire. Oh! Okay. Let's pretend we didn't see that. Or that. You don't always need exhaust hangers. Okay? That's for fancy folks. Boy, this has been rebuilt. That's not even chrome. That's aluminum spray paint, but they sanded it, for Pete's sake. Come on. We got, oh, there's the original color. So she's been painted on here and there. You know, you can't even really tell that it's had some repairs done over the years. It kind of just blends in. I'm not sure what this is. I believe that's called Green Magic Marker. It's pretty good. I apparently owned this car at some point. We'll try to determine when that happened. Got a little bit of overspray on the Wildcats and the vintages. That's okay. Looks like the original rallies, which is really cool. Those wheels are actually worth quite a bit. But for some reason, what size is this? 215 70/15. Doesn't that look bigger? And look at this little guy. What is this one? Talk to me. 225 60/15. Yeah, so this is like an inch shorter than the front. We might have to do some swapperoonies, especially if we want to get some speed under us. You know what I mean? Got all sorts of weird. It's like house silicone. Approved? Not even really sure. Great. The bumper is straight though. This hasn't been nosed into the tavern too many times. It's pretty good. Unique color. Unique New York. Got a white vinyl top, obviously, but it's more of like a marble countertop color with the mold kind of in the cracks. I like it. Maybe Formica. Not really sure. Ooh. Okay, this doesn't exist as far as metal goes. So basically from here to here is rot. But thankfully the granite countertops are hiding that. Thrush sticker, that's probably 17 horsepower, at least. But this is our Chariot. I think we should probably start in the trunk, like we normally do, see if we find any treasures or anything like that. But first, a little bit about this Wildcat. Why did I want a Wildcat, out of all things? Well, you guys know, first of all, I absolutely adore Buicks. My favorite kind of vehicle. But the Wildcats are pretty special. So the Wildcat was smack dab in between the LeSabre and the Electra, as far as like a trim package. But the Wildcat, we'll get under the hood here in a minute. That's where all the magic happened. But depending on where you read, there were only about 9,400 to 10,000 total 1970 455 Wildcat cars. Some say that the two-door Wildcats are as low as like 2,700 production-wise. Again, it depends on where you read, what you talk to, and what day it is. Any who's and way. 1970, they were wrapping up production, and these cars are actually pretty darn rare. Not hen's teeth, more like a good quilt. You know what I mean? Or a nice chunky relish. So, I don't know. Buick guys like them. They have a tremendous amount of horsepower and torque for 1970. They have a lot of comfortability. I'll show you here in a minute. It's a poor man's Cadillac, but you got the HPs and the power barn, is what I'm saying. Anyway, this one has ignition sticks. It has a Florida key tag for some reason. This one's mine. I got this at the car show. Some nice young girl made this for me. VGG made in Canada. And I love when kids get involved in automotive crafts. So we threw her on the old keychain. Anyway, let's get in the trunkuses and see if we got any bodies or parts, spare things, trinkets. I don't know. I don't know yet. Wow, for Pete's sake. I ain't got no coordinations this morning. Well, that has to be the trunk key. Oh. Oh, we got stuffage. Oh, sweet, a spare. Oh, it's got wind. And it's made for flower beds, sea rays, running over leaves. Wow. Type S. That's pretty good. Oh, we got original jackage. That is pretty slick. Got a four-way that's more like a three-way because there's a Protecto cover jammed in. Uh-oh. That's inspection cover that has seen some carnage or frustration. So we'll have to look at the transmission. Oh, of course, we got a pump as a carburant, fuel pump, and we got a filter oil. All right, carpetage. That might be good for the back when we break down. Keep that in mind. I don't know what this is. Tire thumper? Yep, that's a tire. But I don't see any other parts. A little bit of rot in there. Probably gonna be, yep, equally as rottage. Whoa, I better slow down. We don't want something to pop through the trunk there. But otherwise, pretty solid. And that is the original color. Just been painted 14 times. I don't know why people take these off. Stop it. Stop. That's it for in here. So let's head up to the power barn. Ugh, heavy. Oh, there we go. The old 455-4. Woo! Oh, we got completage. What a splash of color. It's kind of making me woozy a little bit. Oh man, we got a jug. That's wild. Got some new parts. This is pretty cool. So the 455-4, this thing is actually magical. Now keep in mind, this is 1970 we're talking about. 55 years ago. That thing makes 370 horsepower and 510 foot-pounds of torque. Think about that. 1970. Even today, that makes more torque than a 2000 Ford Power Stroke diesel. Yeah, I'm serious. You want to pull that tractor home? I got the rig. You know what I mean? That's pretty awesome. These are impressive engines. Let's take a look at it though and see if this one is still going to engine. That'd be nice. Okay, we got some wireage. We got a ballast resistor. What? I think that's tin foil. Ooh, we got a Robertson. That's how you know you're in Canada. It's the only screw you can't strip. We got a NAPA battery. That'll last till Tuesday. And big old garden hoses on this thing. My golly. I guess them ought to shoot some electricity. Got the original coil in there though. Sure, why not? Power steering still hooked up. Oh, the old AC sticker, that's cool. Oh, what is... Okay, I guess the filter was a little tall, so we just... That's decor. Okay, and then when you hit the 4-barrel, whoa! Okay, it's a Buick thing. Don't worry about it. Doesn't look like the front's been tore into. Had a radiator at some point. That's plastic gook in there. But that's something I'm not going to have to mess with. Oh, it's not the right one. Don't worry about that. It's aerodynamic again, because when you go fast, this leans back, gets into the fan, and then wind comes through here and then activates the 4-barrels. It's pretty scientific, but that's how it got the horse torques. Okay? Is that rust? Uh-oh. Oh, maybe not. We got a new voltage regulator. It's had some bolts in the manifolds. Oh, no. Speaking of bolts. See that on the transmission bell housing? Like grade 1.5s with some flat washers. Transmission's been out 14 times, and that's why the inspection cover's gone. So that's pretty good. Great. But I'm not going to worry about that because we got a bug net in front of the plastic rad. So I don't know. This all looks pretty good. I'm told it runs ish. We're going to find out. Original clamp. That is so cool. Worth it. Worth the purchase. And I guess there's also, that's all this lot to say about that. It's had an oil change at some point. Fairly recent. It's been tankered. I like it. I like it a lot. I wonder if we should... Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. It's hot. Or something. Why was there so much pressure? Oh, it's not hot. It's ice cold. It's just pressure. Huh. Interesting. So anyway, there's juice in there. This is the wrong cap because it just spun all the way around. Probably part of the problem. All right. We'll put that on the list I won't fix. Let's get inside. So the interior, this is the lap of luxury. Look at this thing. Got the cool Wildcat symbol on here. Power windows. Of course, the BOPC handle, similar to Chevelle's, stuff like that. Body by Fisher. But these cars were really luxurious, still are. Look at this beautiful thing. Let's jump in. So this is supposed to be original mileage, or believed to be original mileage. Old timer drove this car, passed away, his son got it, and sold it to the feller I got it from. 86,353 miles. Not sure if that works. Look at the kilometer stickers around. Obviously it's a US car, so they had to do that. This also has the speed buzzer. So when you hit that thing, alarm goes off in here, a buzzer. I guess that's why they call it a speed buzzer, speed alert. That's this thing right here. See that white moving? So we could set this at 75, for example, which is like 107 kilometers an hour. And it'll buzz when we hit that, allegedly. So the Le Sabre in like 68, 69 had roll wheels for the temperature, but that was a lot of vacuum hoses and doodads. Now it's just got, you know, standard GM stuff here. We got the old Sonomatic, but we have the realistic converter. So you tune this puppy in, sync them up, and then you got your AM FM selector there. Oh yeah, old boy smoked, as you did in 70, on airplanes and everything, restaurants, you name it. Oh, insurance agencies. Uh-oh, we got puddleage, and it's also green. You know what that means. Garth owned this. Old Garth. This expired in 1994. There's the... Oh my God, more... Oh no! What is this? Remove your key and lock your car. Is this the original key? Oh, I gotta let that dry. I think there's a key in here. That's cool. Original book. Huh. That's pretty awesome. All right. Let's scoot over to the other side and take a look. We've got some sort of puddle down here. Doesn't have a smell, though. We got to figure out what it is. Yep. Okay. All right, we know why the radiator was to the top. That's good. We'll ignore that for now. Fresh air vents. Look at that. They move. Well, that one doesn't. This one moves. Wow, look at this door armrest. So you just got to find the positives in your rigs. Let's check out the back seat. It looks brand new, actually. Look at this. That's been sat in like twice, maybe 3 times. Okay, you got your boom boom right there. Rear defrost. Look at that. That's cool. That's been added. I don't know why. Some sort of third brake light apparatus. Power windows in the rear. Look at this thing. Like, this is a Cadillac, but better, might I say. I think it had 10 more foot-pounds. Ish. Right around there. Alright, let's throw the keys in this thing, fire it up, and we're going to have to stop at a few places before we hit the road. I learned on my last Canada trip, Princess Auto does not have tool kits. They have BOGOs and singulars. So we're going to go to Canadian Tire, because they have kits. We're going to get a kit. We're going to get fuel, probably some Earl, definitely going to need some coolant. And if this thing fires up, which it should, we're just going to jam this thing on the whatever you call freeways up here and start heading towards the border. It would be Maine, right? We are on basically in the oceans to the east. Whew. Way up here. Buzzers. Look at that. What a rig. Power steering works. Oh! What are the chances the radio works and then it's playing Pink Floyd right out the gate? That's a sign. We are in the right place, the right time. By the way, it's like, I can see my breath. It's cold up here. I left Tennessee, it was 80. And it's raining, and apparently this is summer, spring, summer. It's nice. Car season's going up here. Woo! Yeah. All right, let me throw my backpack in the 12 body trunk, and let's find a Canadian Tire. They don't sell just tires, folks. They sell underwears, bicycles, Christmas lights. They have the little paper things you can put coins in. They have fishing tackle if you want to get that. Outdoor grill sets. I know they got that, and the umbrella extension things, pool noodles, and the arm floaties, garden hoses. I know they got those too. Just come with me. It's pretty much everything. What was that? Sounded like an elephant. Wipers. Oh, they work. Kind of. Here we go. Okay, we got a gear. That's always nice. Oh, it's running pretty rough. Something's skidding. Am I dragging? Am I dragging something? I got water dripping through the ceiling, right off the rearview mirror. Maybe that's what's on the floor. It could maybe not be ice cube juice, but it sure tastes like it. I think I'm gonna go right. I have no idea. Second gear. Come on, high gear. Yes! We got gears. Pretty much all we need. Did I just get in a car wreck? What just happened? Oh my gosh, the brakes. When you hit the brake pedal, the left front completely locks up. Okay, so we got 1 out of 4 brakes. That's pretty normal. I'm not concerned about that. Okay, all right, we need a carb rebuild, it sounds like. It's missing pretty bad right off idle. But the radio works. So I'm not, everything's fine. I gotta figure out where we're going. Sorry. Oh my gosh, that's gonna take a while to get used to. Let me figure out how to get around. Oh, got the digital pocket map up. We're close to one. 3 kilometers. Okay, so if you just don't hit the brake pedal, it brakes good. I like the fact that the wipers kind of work. The speedometer works, but I don't think the trip or the odometer's moving. Fuel gauge is up. The rest of it's dummy lights. I can't believe this has rear defrost. Huh. What a cool car. We should probably get a vice grip, a crescent wrench. We have the sketchy bumper jack. I'm trying to think what else. We didn't even check fluids. We know it has a whole bunch of antifreeze in it. Maybe some rags. Get some rags so we can check on oils and such. So the brakes here, we either have a severe catastrophic failure in the brake distribution valve, it's a drum system, or 3 wheel cylinders are just completely shot. There's no way it can't be adjustment the way that it's locking up, because there would be something elsewhere. It's just all the pressure to the left front, or the lines are just pinched off, I don't know. But literally takes the wheel out of your hand. I'm going! Sorry, I don't know what's happening. Could have been home tonight on a flight. Oh, the lap belts. I think these came a thing, and was it 70? You had to have them. You got the split bench. Man, at least we're going to be comfortable. That's the important thing, you know. Yep. New L'Avant-Fait. We made it. Canadian Tire. Let's go get some stuff and things. I tried to tell you. I don't know. There's stuff. Stuff and things. Ski ball, lemonade, Tupperware, Charmin, toasters, pet supplies, foot warmers. It's alarming. These are getting harder to find in the States. It's probably a staple up here. Copper-clad steel brake lines. You have to run these or they rot. These resist corrosion. They're super easy to bend. Quite the automotive little section here, I must say. Gun flue or portative. And some towels. We're making it. Gift cards, bird feeders, flashlights, trash bags, blue. We got a good haul. Towels, charger, tire inflator. Look at this little wrench set. And this guy was 40% off for some reason. I got all of this for like 85 bucks American. That's great. Oh, that's pretty neat, I guess. It's working. Thank goodness it was charged out of the box. This one was low too, about 26 pounds. It doesn't like going to 35, but it's getting there. I'm gonna check the motor Earl and the shift juice here, since they have PSSD auto at service here. If we need anything, you know, obviously this is a good starting point. So let's pull the sticks, see what happens. Well, there's stuff on it. That's a good start. Ooh, looks like mud pie. Why? Why are you doing that? Uh-oh, we might be doing an Earl change. It's over full and doesn't look the greatest. There's fuel and some sort of moisture contamination in it. It's gas. These rings, it either got ran hard or the rings ain't happy or something. We're gonna have to keep an eye on that. And I think we're gonna have to do an oil change at some point here pretty soon. More worryingly, let's fire it up and check the shift machine. Okay, check the juice on the shift machine. It's there. It says full. Not bright red, but it has some color to it still. Didn't smell super burned. Maybe the transmission was rebuilt, but whoever rebuilt it just didn't clean it. We could crawl this home in 4 cylinders. Okay, that's still 160 horsepower. More than that. I can't do math. But we can't crawl home without drive. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on that. Anyway, this is jamming on the highway and figured we gotta start heading south. I would like to try to get over the border before dark, because I don't even know if the headlights work, the tail lights, anything like that. Okay? All right, let's go that way.
Je sais plus do. Maybe Devilay 1. I think the exit to Sussex. That way. Not really sure. I think we're headed towards Maine though. I took a couple wrong exits trying to find gasoline. We're going to throw some liters in here. Car is running pretty good. It's rough. It stutters, misses, but we're rocking. We're rolling like 110 kilometers-ish. If we get the front tires on the back, it won't be wound up so tight. But I don't trust this fuel gauge, so you know the deal. We got to start throwing in gasoline, figuring out our MPGs, figuring out capacitize, what is actually empty. I don't have a gas jug or anything like that. And we're going to keep heading south. I really want to try to get over the border before dark, because if we have things like marker lights out, tail lights out, it could complicate the situation. Let's just say that. Beautiful area up here though. Lots of small farms, things like that. I've just been rocking out. I found a really cool French blues station, and it comes in crystal clear. And just been jamming out to the old Sonomatic, having a good time. It's a great day, man. And we got a Buick, and the buzzer works.
We got 41.4 litres, 62.77. I don't know, loonies or toonies or whatever, these things. Sure. So the gauge, not accurate. It's about 11 gallons-ish, and this thing holds about 24. So call it a little more than half a tank, something like that. Anywho, it's gonna get some beverages and stuff, wet the back neck, and something to chew on. This is cool. You can shoot out your windshield washer juice. Pretty handy. The hot dogs looked very voluptuous here, but I'm holding out. I'm holding out. I need some like moose jerky and nacho cheese dip. I didn't really see what I wanted here. So let's hit the road again, keep cruising. These brakes, we're gonna have to address this at some point. I just locked the left front up all the way down the off ramp. There's no other way to, you gotta throw it in neutral and just go. And you know, it's fine. All right, back on the road. I got updates. I'm in St. Stephen, I believe it's called. Car's running good. It's actually starting to run a little bit better, to be honest. And the biggest news, I just now fixed the brakes. Yeah. Whilst driving, I got to thinking, I really thought it was the proportioning valve. It probably had a stuck shuttle, and it's putting all of the fluid to the front, specifically the left front, because it's the closest and shortest brake line. So I took the old hoof here and just jammed on the brake pedal several times, hard and fast as I could. Put my head through the windshield and the A-pillar about 16 times. But as I whirled into the Red Rooster here, the brakes are acting normal. We're no longer in a car wreck every time you hit the brake pedal, and it wound up nicely. Also, I have two very dimish headlights. It's pretty good. You got to prepay for gasoline here, so I'm gonna have to figure out how many liters I need. And then the border crossing is behind that yellow building, I think. Somewhere pretty close, anyway. I guessed right on the button, so that's good. Got some critical things. Of course, got the ginger ale here. And then, we don't have these in the States, I don't think. Ketchup chips. I know, it sounds insane. Trust me. But these are fantastic. I think it's the vinegar. It's kind of like salt and vinegar chips. My kids and I love these. So I got 2 big bags to try to accidentally get, south. Anywho's, gonna swing in and say hi to a friend super quick, and then we're gonna jump this river back into Maine, or at least that's the plan. Okay. Alright, we are getting ready to cross over into the US of A. And I already see cheaper gas prices, oddly enough. Nice little border crossing here. Ferry Point is what it's called. Small, as opposed to the one we came over with the Pantera. This should only take a couple minutes. Hopefully they don't mind I have 47 pounds of ketchup chips. I'll share them, but I'd like to have some. Well, we are across. The only thing that was puzzling was, he said, it sure is a long way for a car show. Is that all you were doing? I said, yeah, that is it. Car shows. I like cars. Look, I'm in a real dreamy boat here. Ooh, steak and seafood restaurant. I'm gonna go in here and get something to eat, I think. I get asked a lot, do you ever get pulled over? Yeah. Do you ever have run-ins with authorities? Of course. But I will never record that. I have a lot of respect for police officers, highway patrolmen, first responders, and they have enough going on in the day to not have a Yahoo jamming a camera in their face, for Pete's sake. So I'm sorry. That is not going to happen here on this show. A little restaurante here. Well, I guess it's restaurant now. But I'm going to go in here and get something to eat quick, and then now that I know I have 2 dim headlights that barely work and semi-functioning brakes, we're going to push on into the evening, see how far we get into Maine. I've never been in this state, and if you're still watching, thank you for making this happen. I could not be doing this without you, and I appreciate it. And I think this will be, I've been in all 48 lower states as I drive through Maine, but I've always wanted to go through Maine and Vermont, all of that. We're going to be doing that. I'm back. Here I am. That's probably the 3rd meatball sandwich I've ever had in my life. Funny story. I just met a group of fans, some of which drove up to Moncton yesterday to the show. But one gal's guy was working or busy and couldn't make it and was bummed, but we ran into each other here, so it all worked out. It's pretty wild. Appreciate you guys. Up in Canada and close. Got fans all over the place, and it's mind-boggling and super humbling. And by the way, you see me in public, don't be shy. Come up and say hi to a guy. Okay, enough yapping, enough stopping. We got to get as many miles down as we can until dark, because y'all know I can't see nothing when the sun goes to sleep. Okay? Well, good morning. Last night, pulled into New Hampshire. Made it right over the border, I think. Found the closest motel I could, but apparently you had to valet your vehicle. There's a parking garage somewhere, so I'm waiting for the Buick this morning. Hopefully the feller knows how to start a cold carburetor. It should fire. No, dome light was probably on all night. The doors won't unlock with the key, or the rear tires are flat. I don't know. But let's go through our status. Where are we at with the rig here? Pretty good. Okay, well I don't know why you just answer like that. Okay, so it's running-ish, you know. It's got a miss right off idle. It needs a carb rebuild. I think there's some sediment in there, idle circuit, stuff like that. Not really gonna fuss too much with that because on the highway, it's not so bad, you know, but if it gets worse, we'll have to deal with it. We need to change the oil. There's some contamination in there. I think it's fuel. It either just ran hard, you know, she was foaming at the mouth, or the rings are just getting worn and some of that fuel is getting past the rings and then up down to the crankcase there. So we got to address that. The brake issue is back. I thought I fixed it just by doing nothing. Could never get that lucky. So I got one brake. And not so bad on the highway again, but when you come off the highway and you're skidding one tire all the way down the off-ramp, terrifying everybody around you, and you're panicking, your arms are going like this, and dill pickle chips are sliding off the dash. We got kind of an Uncle Buck situation going on. Might want to fix that. And the speedometer is significantly off. 80 on the dash is actually 69 miles an hour, and she is wheezing at that. You know, on the account of 3 gears and the tires are like 24 inches round or something. It's not good. So there's two things that dictate how we got to do this here. Of course, one is money. We don't want to throw a bunch at this yet. The other is always time. Just like when I started doing this a decade ago, got to get home before work on Monday. Well, this time it's always I got to get back for the next one. I have 18 and a half, 19 hours to go. Get to see my kids for 7 minutes, throw in some fresh back rags, and I'm on the road again. There's the Buick. It made it. So when we do the math, for a jack stand, oil pan, and oil filter wrench, in this particular situation, it does not make sense for me to do my own oil change. That's 5 times what it would cost to just go to like a Jiffy Lube. And then we got to remember I got to swap tires around and I need to dangle them to look at the brakes. So I started thinking, who do I know in this area? No one. But who do I know on the way? We know a guy. We worked in a shop before, and late last night I reached out to him and he said, we can come over, use this shop, we can get in and out. I don't have to worry about recycling oil, any of that stuff. So that's where we're headed this morning, and you will recognize this shop once we get there. So let's jump in, fuel up, hit the highway. We got a couple hours to his place, and then we'll get the wrenching. By the way, a name came to me for this car. I wouldn't trade it, not even for a Coupe de Ville. And I started thinking, you know, the lap of luxury and performance mixed together. This thing is like a Bugatti, but this is the Buick-ati. You know what I mean? Fraction of the price. They're pretty close in price, but this one is cheaper and it's the same performance, so same color even, I think. So anyway, the Buick-ati, I might keep this thing around for a little bit. Well, there's that. Come on, did this quit? It's back. Fuel make it happen is getting worse. Maybe that's why there was a pump in the trunk, now that I'm thinking about it. Anyway, we got some fuel from last night. We're just gonna jump it on the highway, get some miles down, see if we can get to this garage, work on the car. Well, the goal of meeting my friend today has been dashed. Contacted me. He's got a emergency he's got to deal with. Understandable. Remember that 55 Chevy we did the day with Eric? And we worked in that nice shop. Louie, remember him? Louie and Roxanne? Nice people. I never forget nice people. That's where we were going to go, but they got some stuff going on, so we're here at the junk tool store. I guess we're going to do a $300 oil change. We ain't got a choice, and then we can deal with brakes and stuff. So I'm going to run in here, get a jack stands, drain pan, filter wrench, and then we'll find a parts store, get some Earl, and then start throwing some wrenches, which is great because I've just been sitting. Time to do something. I'm on some back road. This looks as good as any to do some ranching. Oh, we got some Don Julio. I have no idea where I'm at. It's a nice little Spanish neighborhood. Big industrial warehouse buildings. Kind of tucked behind this O'Reilly. Parked here on a hill. That's what we want when we jack this thing up. Actually, this isn't going to work, is it? I need to roll down the hill to where it's flat. So I only have 2 jack stands, and things are going to get really sketchy. But nonetheless, let's see if we can do an oil change, attempt to fix brakes, swap the little tires from the back to the front, and then we got 11.4 jillion miles to go. All right, rolled down the hill, a little more flat here. Look at that, another Don Julio. Whoever's hanging out around here really likes that stuff. Okay, let's start with the Earl change, get that knocked out, because then we can have the front up on jack stands, and then we'll do some sketchy jack stuff in the back and switch some stuff around. Let's see, right there-ish. Sure. First time even looking under this thing. It's not bad. It's not bad. Looks like the bottom of a Buick. Anyway. Yeah, okay. Bam. There we go. The good thing about running it for a while, we get all that sludge and stuff to the bottom in the pan. And then we're going to use a high mileage oil that's going to further help clean this old engine up a little bit. There we go. Oh, the wind's taking her. Oh no! Settle down, wind. Yeah, I don't know. It's not milkshaky, but I can definitely smell the fuel in it. Anyway, pulling out this cute little guy. And of course, we're going to put a Wix in. Just got to lube up the O-ring here, and we'll toss this guy in. Look at that, made in the US of A. All right, fill tray is in. I don't got marker to write the date on it, unfortunately. We're going to go with the Valvoline High Mileage 1030. See how it likes that. I don't have an oil pieces gauge on this rig, and that might be to our benefit. But this stuff will help us clean the engine out. It's got all the vitamins it needs and everything like that. I don't want to go straight to a 2050 if we don't have to. So we'll see what happens. Earl change done. Now we can start looking at this brakes. Found this mud flap laying over here. I'll sit on that, you know. Got to use your surroundings. Could also floss my teeth here in a minute. So we'll get this off and see if there's any adjustment left on the shoes, or if it's a clogged line, which it probably is, or a bad wheel cylinder, or a bad distribution valve. Definitely not going to mess with that because we'll start snapping lines off, and you know how that goes. It's got the big boy brakes on it. Look at this, finned for cooling performance. Anyway, it's spinning really easy, probably easier than it should. It's dragging, but only slightly. That's just the warp drum. So we'll ignore that. This isn't going to come off easy without pulling the bearing because it's pressed in here. So I'm going to spoon the shoes out on the back, see if I can get this adjusted. And we'll have to do that with the cheesy screwdriver combo with a flat tip, which isn't going to work. And then we'll probably have to go come back over to the store and get a brake spoon or something else. So as precisely predicted, the screwdriver won't reach in with a little bit on it. So I'm going to lock all of this up. Hope that it's here when we get back. I'm in a town called Meth Lab, Massachusetts, or Methuen. That guy's doing karate against the air up there, just to kind of give you an idea of the area I found myself in. Okay, I'm gonna lock everything up here, make sure I take my passport, walk back up to O'Reilly, get a spoon, I'll be back. Moment of truth. Ah! 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 Oh, it's still there, good. Oh, okay. Well, at least it looks really broken down, so no one wants to mess with it. Now we got some more drag on here. This is where I would, if I did a new brake system, this is where I would set it up. But I'm gonna pull the captain side off and see what that's doing in comparison to the drinker side. Basically what I'm hoping happen, and it's pretty simple, is if one side is way out of adjustment, when you apply the brake pedal, it builds pressure in the master cylinder, obviously, and distributes that through the brake pipes and goes into the wheel cylinders, which spread with the pressure and apply the shoes to the drums, right? Well, if one side is so far out of adjustment, the wheel cylinder can only move so much, right? And if it's expanding with pressure and the shoes aren't even hitting the drum, nothing's gonna happen, right? So hopefully it's that easy. But we have to take these tires off anyway. So we could put the tractor tires in the back and we could put the motorcycle tires in the front. And maybe the speedometer won't say 142 kilometers when we're doing like 16. You know what I mean? We're just making the Buick Audi a little bit better. So this is the captain's side now. And listen. And look. And now they're the same. So actually, guess pretty good. That old boy Terry, look at this. He had her greased up and everything. And a new shock on this side. Wow. For Pete's sake. So now we should be pretty close. So let's swap the tires around. We're going to try this out. Hope that it's not the distribution valve hidden down in there. It is, okay. I also need to clean up a little bit of Earl I spilt. Pack up again, and then we can hit the road. Straight out of Compton. Okay, so here's the back one. We roll that up to the front, just in case you thought I was seeing things. That's like, wow, that's like 2 inches. And that may not seem like a lot, but it is. Ask your ex-wife. Now, with the bigger circumference, we're gonna be able to get some more speed out of this thing, and the speedometer might be closer-ish to accurate. Okay, all picked up. Wheels torquealized till the elbow popped. That looks a lot better, doesn't it? Car actually sits kind of flat. Well, she's a little saggy in the rear. It's like the rap artists on the television set, the pants around their knees. But I remembered, the Buick Audi has air shocks. Yeah, she's got everything. I think there's an app for it, and like a key fob, but I haven't downloaded the satellite interwave thing yet. So we're gonna use the Moto Master air pump that has a dead battery. Remind me to forget to charge that tonight. We'll see if we can get a little bit of wind in them. Oh yeah, it's going a little. They had 42 pounds in them. Yeah, she's lifting. Keep going. Battery's dying. We got about a ½ inch. There's about another quarter. Yeah, battery's down. But now we're cruising. Once I get in there, it'll, you know, level out. Okay, let's test these brakes out right away. Ain't banging and clanking. Woo! She got hot in here. It's like 90 Shania Twain. Okay, drive. Don't worry about the stumbling and missing. It'll come around. Brakes. Still locks up, but it doesn't pull. Why would it lock up? Yeah. Watch the wheel. Now it doesn't jerk it out of my hand. Well, never mind. Okay, that did nothing. Yes! Alright, now that it's late afternoon and we've done absolutely nothing, I should probably go chew on some food, get hydrated. Is there a VFW or something around here? And then highway time. I can't see nothing. Trying to back out of this parking lot. I got jammed in here. Anyway, I couldn't read the menu. What it was, it turns out, is shrimp and chicken tacos. They were pretty good, I gotta be honest. Okay, we are back on the road, leaving this cute little town. And we are southwest and down, loaded up in Carin. Guy has stopped to take a stretch in a bend, get some gasoline. That truck's building 42 pounds of boosted idle for some unnecessary reason. But was looking at my atlas here. We're kind of close to New York City, the Big Apple. So I think we're going to take a smidge detour and we're going to drive by Times Square, because why not? If you got an old Buick with one brake that likes to lock up, you just jam it in the worst traffic known to mankind. So that's what we're gonna do. It's on my bucket list. We can cross her off. Gonna fuel up here. I think we got 125 miles-ish to New York Times Square. Is that what it says? I think it's big billboards. I don't know. Might get a slice. Is that what you say? I know I need to get a big knife, carry that apparently. But anyway, let's do all of that. We should get there before dark. And then we got to figure out which way to shoot west. So that right there is the Hudson River. You see a barge making its way down. Pretty good sized bridge thingy there. Oof, that Maine. To each their own, I guess, but I have no idea why people want to live in those things. Here's a better look at the Hudson. And I think we're getting ready to twirl. Some big park down there, I guess, and we turn up there, yeah?
I guess this is it. And I've had enough. I'm good. I'm ready to go now. So, how do you get out? How do we get out of here? Okay. Mark that one down. "74 hours to go 2 blocks. Yet somehow in movies, they meet for coffee in the morning, then they meet at a diner for breakfast, and they go to work all day, go to a lunch, and then after work, they meet at a special place to have wine with their friends, and then go to some other bar, of course, the smoky one with the blues, and then they walk to a special eating place that's really cool, and get to home on the other side of town, all within a day. And the horn honking is real, and now I'm stuck in the middle of the intersection. It's pretty good. Houses, I guess. All in all, good experience. Got to see it, got to, you know, look at stuff. I'm good in the country, I think. You know, that's where this guy belongs. Pretty sure. Okay, that was actually turned into a huge detour with traffic. We just soaked up pretty much most of the day getting here, but that's okay. This is what traveling's about. The adventure. You know what I mean? I gotta try to get out of here. Watch out, people, it's coming through. Look out, bicycle guys with food. And find a highway and just, let's go. Some sort of big tunnel? I don't know. I think this is where every single car chase scene ends up in every movie in New York. Or something similar. If I were to theorize, I believe the Hudson River is right above our heads. And we're dipping underneath of it. I can't believe this would be cheaper than going over, but, you know, I'm not an engine nerd, so I couldn't tell you. Pretty cool old iron out here. But anyway, I've had it for today. I'm gonna shut her down. I'll see you guys in the morning. Now we gotta come up with a game plan. We're gonna keep stopping at some places or hightail it. I don't know yet. See you tomorrow. Well, good morning. What is this? Day 3 now on the road. I wanted to stay here last night, obviously for buffalo. Come on. But the old steel factory over here, that's where a large majority of steel was produced back in the day. And that just sold to some investor group, I want to say maybe a decade ago, for $3.1 million.
And if you really zoom in your eyeballs, you can see that they've gutted it and put some electricity in there. And I don't know what they're going to do with the thing, but it looks like they're going to make it into some sort of space, which is pretty cool. They probably bought it for scrap price. There's a lot of steel to make the steel plant, obviously, but nice little location right on the river. Any hoos and ways, we got, I think, 946 miles or something like that still left from here. Gonna grab some gasoline, checked the oil this morning. That looked great. Looks a lot cleaner. It's full, didn't burn any. So that's going great, but let's top this thing off and just get a scootin'. Well, the guy has made it to Shippensburg, Philadelphia. I believe that's what it's called. I need to get out of the saddle for a minute. I found this little showroom. I think it's a Mopar museum. So we're gonna jump into here and check this place out, see what they got. What a cool old building. They got more than Mopars in here though. They got a Beamer and a Vet. I wonder if I fit in these things. No idea. Sure are getting spaceshipy. Let's go around here and there's a bug back there. Check out these rides. Oh, PT, sweet. Well, that was a nice collection. The thing I liked seeing there was a lot of them had current plates and tags on them. So they're being driven, or you would assume so. It looks like probably the owner's personal collection. He's got a big dealership right next door, but some beautiful cars in there, and everything from a LeBaron to a Viper to old Corvette, 57 Vet. It's beautiful. Some really cool stuff in there. Okay, I'm gonna grab something to chew on really quick, and then we're gonna get right back on the highway. Try to get as many miles down as we can today. Tomorrow I need to be home because I have to swap my suitcases out and hit the road once again. Car's running great. It's really warm today outside. It's not getting hot. Of course, I don't have a temp gauge. I just have a light on the dash. I believe when it illuminates, it'll say stop engine. It's hot. And that's pretty much it. The brake is still an issue, but I've learned how to feather the pedal. Anything past that is immediate tire lockup, which is fine. All right, back on the road. Well, the guy's pulling into a town called Whiteville, or Withville, established in 1839. Nice little place, street lamps and stuff like that. Got some gardening going on and whatnot. But I am getting a little poop, and I haven't eaten all day. I'm driving right into the sunset, and I can't see nothing. We're gonna shut her down, and then tomorrow will be our last jaunt. If all goes well. The car's been doing really good, other than the known issues we have, but nothing new as of yet. So fingers crossed it stays uneventful and we can get back tomorrow. But you just never know. You know what I mean? So anyway, we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Was that a Cardinal? I think it was. Well, good morning. It's the final countdown. I think we've gone 1,300 miles, something like that. And today is the big push. See if we can make it all the way back. It's time to check on the Earl. Of course, right away in the morning. Don't even need a rag. Yep, slightly overfilled. Still caramelish. Perfect. There is a little bit of splatter on the trunk. Not sure where that's coming from. Power steering looks right. Oh, I got a free screwdriver. I'll be dipped. No idea where that came from. I don't think it's timing cover-ish. So it's got to be backhand behinder. Maybe transmission output shaft seal or something like that. It's been raining on and off all morning, as you can see, which is awesome because the wiper blades don't work very good. I'm going to walk around this, do a lug nut check since we switched the tires around yesterday. And these are like cheesy El Laco lug nuts. Doesn't feel like they have the right bulge on them, to be quite honest. But I'm gonna check those out. You know the drill, get fuel, jam it on the road. Fingers crossed, no issues. We should be pulling in right at dusk if nothing happens, which would be awesome. Really being cranky starting today. It's fired and quit about 4 times. Boy, I don't want to flood it. You know, it's a block of begs thing. I just don't like cold starts. Smearing windshields, good. I wonder if we should stop and get some Rain-X! Might actually work on this vehicle. The last 27 we've done, shaped like bricks, so the air goes over the cab. But let me see how far we are from a parts store. If it's within 74 feet, we'll do that. Well, a guy just pulled into the yard here with the Buick Wildcat. I kept waiting for the other shoe to drop, and it just did not. A very, very pleasant cruise. 1,835 miles, all told, from Moncton, New Brunswick, Canada, all the way to southern Tennessee. What a good rig. I mean, quite honestly, it did not give us much fuss at all. I really was expecting to do some sort of wrenching, and there are a few things that just kept ignoring, like the brakes. Speaking of which, you will see this Wildcat again pretty darn quick. We've got some mechanical issues to fix. I want to hop her up a little bit with some speed parts, do something with the exterior look. It probably needs tires, and then we're going to send this one on down the road. I've got to start moving rigs out of here quick. Can't have them laying around. That's going against my goal here. We revive these things and rehome them. That being said, just a reminder, you can go over to bicyclegarage.com. Any vehicles that I may have for sale, you'll see them up over there. Also, do not forget about that giveaway going on right now. It is huge. I don't know if I'll ever be able to top it, quite honestly. My personal square body dually, all the bells and whistles in this thing. 8.1 liter, 4L80. The interior is completely decked out. Ice cold air, tilt, cruise, blue teeth, boom booms, cup holders galore. It's got the flip over hitch in the back, matching gooseneck trailer, Wildfire XLT 9000 lift, the bridge jack, and $20,000 cash. We're restocking items as fast as possible, and we're adding new items to the store as well as often as we can, including a new neon sign. Go over there and grab one of those and you can wrench under a neon moon. You know what I mean? And don't forget, the gift card also goes towards the giveaway. If something comes back in stock here, say a week or two, you can grab the size that you want or use it down the road whenever. And as always, no purchase necessary, and all the other small prints over there on the website as well. Thanks guys for watching. Appreciate you so very much. If you're not subscribed, please go ahead and do that. It's free. There's no risk or liability with it. You just hit the button. and the bell thing, and it does stuff too. Bleep bloop down below if you want to see anything extra particular or special with the rig. Otherwise, we'll see you guys very soon. Thanks again.